I mean, he's piling on to the bearish sentiment, right? But I would argue right now that there is a mismatch in sentiment and price action, right? Obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum have lost some value here in the wake of this FTX saga, but nowhere near as much as you might think. Um, Bitcoin essentially has gone from 20,000 down to 16,000, right? So like that is represents a 20-ish, 25% drop in price, but sentiment appears to be twice as bearish as it was just a few weeks ago. I mean, like we said, sentiment's really never been this bearish. We have people levering up on shorts. I would argue that the mismatch is there. This is kind of what I'm looking for in a capitulation event. Uh, the crazy thing too, the thing that's really driving home how crazy this sentiment has gotten for me is that you're seeing some people talking about just quitting crypto Twitter, quitting crypto markets. And these are like big accounts too. A lot of people lost a lot of money in FTX and they're despondent right now. They don't know what to do. This to me is ringing all the bells of a capitulation event. All we really need here to see here is a little bit of positive price action, a little bit of move in the upward direction. Just know should Bitcoin hit 15,000, then maybe we're going to keep dropping a little bit lower. I might buy into that, but I mean, to me, it appears that we're at least very close to a crypto bottom in prices.
I mean, yeah, I think there can be no question that we're closer to the low than we are to the highs. The people who say, shit's about to get real now, I think they have these people need to look at history and the history of past crypto bear markets. Listen, it's always going to feel worst at the bottom. It will not feel good at the bottom. No one's going to ring a bell for you or blow a whistle when Bitcoin hits rock bottom. Instead, what you're going to see is this type of price action hitting new lows because it's a bear market bottom and people just throwing in the towel saying, I'm done with crypto. I'm never coming back. So we have the setup. We have the setup for the low here. I mean, it's all lining up. But like you said, I agree with your point. I do agree that considering what's been going on, these major bankruptcies by some of crypto's most FTX was relatively new, but it was the second largest exchange. And in my view, they have one of the best products out there. Right? I remember trading on FTX, wishing that every exchange was as good. So this was a good product. It's a good place to be in. I'm not surprised they hit number 2. It made sense. The bankruptcy, finding out why, that really hit hard for me. I'm still kind of shocked and somewhat in disbelief. I've adapted, obviously. I've gotten used. I've normalized it over the past couple of weeks, but I'm still somewhat shocked. Genesis too. I mean, DCGs, like, they're real OGs in crypto. Like, I remember when there was no real crypto industry to speak of in 2017, but there was a digital currency group. They were around. They were the Wall Street players. They represented the institutions back in the day when there were no institutions. So to hear that they're in trouble too, yeah, it hits hard. But to your point, this is exactly the setup that you're going to see at the bottom. Can it get worse? Yes. That doesn't mean prices have to crash though, because we're near capitulation levels. The price action does not really, the magnitude of the collapses we're seeing doesn't really match the price action. You'd expect Bitcoin to be down maybe 50%.
Well, Juan, you were telling me before this call that you had seen some charts of the previous price action and previous cycles that kind of show that we might be, they might prove to us that we're getting very, very close to a crypto bottom. Do you have those charts to share with us?
Absolutely. Let me share them with you. And I'm going to start with my favorite chart that I've been looking at since maybe May. This is when I started looking at this. So you're about to see something that I don't think a lot of people have. So let me share it right here. And so let me walk you through what you're looking at here. Tell me if you can see it. So yes. You should see 3 lines, a black line, a blue line, and a red line. You see those?
Yep, see everything here.
All right, so these are
previous cycles of crypto markets, correct?
Yeah, so let me explain what these are. These are past crypto bear markets lined up at the top. So what you're seeing here is all 3 tops lining up, right? 2014, the red line is the 2014 bear market. The blue line is the 2018 bear market. And 2022 is the present. And I lined them up at the top just to get a sense of when we should expect the bottom to come in. Reason I'm saying that is I used this chart last time in 2018 as well. I overlaid the 2018 bear market with the 2014 bear market, And what I noticed is that crypto bear markets tend to last around a year from the moment they begin. And so I was looking for a low around December of 2018 last time, just based on the previous bear market. Crypto tends to be super cyclical in that sense. So when I did this chart, I think it was around May that I did this chart. I noticed that we had a significant rally here in February in 2022. This rally did coincide with rallies that we saw in past bear markets too. So I thought, okay, it's interesting that it's following past the analog of past bear markets. It's following that history. So the question that I had was, okay, if this bear market will be similar, not exactly the same, but similar to previous bear markets, when should we expect a bottom? And the answer was November. So it was between the last week of between the second and the last week of November. This is when we should be expecting a low. Now,
it blows my mind just how cyclical these markets can be.